of the video to avoid any kinds of inconvenience. Hello everyone, a very good evening to one and all gathered here. I am Gayatri Kanama, and on behalf of Rhine Publishers, it's my greatest pleasure in welcoming you all to today's one-day international webinar on the topic, Work from Home, Will It Lead to New Working Norms? The participants can post your queries and clarifications in the chat box, and I would also like to inform that the feedback form for today's webinar will be sent to the respective mail IDs of the registered participants. It's now time to get into the session, and joining with us today is Dr. Binu Singh. Welcome, ma'am. Dr. Binu Singh is currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Sociology at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Gujarat. Our resource person here has obtained her Master of Philosophy and her PhD in Sociology in the year 2009 from the University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. She has worked for 5 years in the Biani Girls College, a college in league with the University of Rajasthan. Later, she moved to Baroda, where she is currently employed. Our resource person has used her skills and knowledge to provide expertise in sociology of information technology. She has written several scholarly articles and has also published books in related fields. I would now like to hand over the session to our resource person, Dr. Binu Singh. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A very good evening to one and all present here. I, in collaboration with Rhine Publishers, welcome you all to the webinar. Work from home, will it lead to any future work? And for that, I will be sharing my presentation slides. And so let me share my slides for you. Are my slides visible to you?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Is it fully visible?
No, ma'am. It's half only is visible.
Okay, just a second. Let me put a setting for more.
Okay.
Yeah, now I think it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Yes. So work from home. Novel coronavirus has brought the world to halt. Almost all schools, universities, offices were closed during this time. Offices and companies started looking for an alternative to continue their work. Amid coronavirus, companies chose remote working, and work from home was taken as an alternative to continue their
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, the slides are very small actually. You need to maximize the slides.
Okay.
Are you presenting from your phone, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday it was a laptop, ma'am. Yeah,
Yes.
now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Yes. Okay. So, homes lines blurred during this lockdown, debating the world's largest disruption. India was in lockdown for more than 50 days, and during these days, the employees in public and private started working from home. Almost all started working from home, and it became new normal. A new trend was set up which led to the change in lifestyle when working from home. This webinar will help you to understand what is this new normal that is working from home. Will it lead to any future work settings for work at private and public sector, especially when most of the work is carried out with the help of internet without going into the field? The lines where the work life ends, it starts with personal life. But the work from home has blurred this line of differentiation. So will it lead to any change in pattern of life as well? All these will be discussed in today's webinar. The world was in harmony until the Chinese authority alerted the World Health Organization that there is an outbreak of novel coronavirus which is causing severe illness. Later on, World Health Organization named it as COVID-19. According to ScienceDaily.com, the virus had infected almost 1,67,000 people by the end of February 2020. The virus had killed 6,600 people all over the world by that time. It was found by Chinese scientists that the virus is very contagious and spreads through air droplets. The Chinese authorities found that the genome sequence showed that the human transmission, and later it detected it to be epidemic. Anderson and collaborators at several other research institutions used the sequencing data to explore the origin and evolution of SARS-CoV-2 by focusing it on several telltale features of this virus. The scientists analyzed that the genetic template for spike proteins armatures on the outside of the virus that it uses to grab and penetrate the outer wall of human and animal cells. More specifically, they focus on the two important features of spike protein, the receptor binding domain RBD, a kind of grappling hook that grips onto the host cell, and the cleavage site, a molecule that allows the virus to crack open and enters the cell. The first case of COVID-19 was reported in India on 30th January 2020. The government of India came into action, but the case of COVID-19 began rising. The central and state authorities were working in overdrive to try and curb the spread. The Indian Center for Medical Research has maintained that the virus was still in phase 2 of transmission, which means there is no evidence of local transmission yet. When the cases rose to 500, the only alternative left was lockdown. So the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced a complete lockdown in the country for 21 days in first phase, that is from 24th March 2020, and second 19 days on April 14, and it continued in various phases in various forms for a very long period of time. Lockdown is a situation where people have to stay where they are and are not supposed to come out of the building until the orders from the government officials come. The situation left the people with the challenge to work from home. Work from home describes work being done remotely. Instead of in an office, the acronym WFH is mostly used to speak about this. Indian companies, particularly IT sector, education, eased for remote working after the lockdown was announced. When the lockdown was announced, many organizations like TCS, which you can see on the screen, made sure that they have transitioned their office to work from home. Not only this, they will continue even when the pandemic is over. That is, 75% of the employees will work from home till 2025. TCS, with a workforce of 4.48 lakh globally, are to discard their 20-year-old model and making an intake of new model, that is work from home. The IT giant is framing for a 25-25 model, which means lesser office space required, lesser infrastructure. TCS could be perhaps of many companies mulling remote working. In fact, IT giants have approached the center and state government to change the labor laws while work from home. This is changing with the progression of digital information. Now the question will arise to your mind whether the work from home is a new phenomenon. No, it is not. Remote working is not a new phenomenon. It did not start overnight. Working remotely was there since before the downtown offices and commuting even existed. Before Industrial Revolution, most of the work was done from home. Carpenters, goldsmiths, potters, skilled blacksmiths set up their offices at their residence. Even today, these artisans and craftsmen work from their homes and sell their goods at doorsteps. It was only after Industrial Revolution which brought automation of work and led to creating the factories. Large-scale production required huge machines which houses could not suffice. That led to the development of machines. And to manage that, people started putting up offices. Now people travel to offices, manage their work from offices which are present in various cities to promote their factory products. So that is how the offices have come up. But due to industrial boom led to the rise of corporate headquarters, larger office spaces, a size of drab cubicles. Even that 8-hour workday was also born at the same time of development of corporates and offices. Computers and technological development has paved the way for modern remote workers to work from their home. With the gadgets in their hand, internet connectivity at their doorstep has made their fingers do the talking, connectivity their homes to the World Wide Web. So the internet and public Wi-Fi has turned workplace yet again and now going back to homes, that is work from home. Whether working from home offices, laptop at coffee shop or even smartphones, the internet has given employees access to cloud-based applications which has let them do everything where they would be there in cubicles outside the offices. Now the virtual employees work all hours of the day and can stay in touch with their co-workers from all over the world thanks to internet, and that's just one reason why remote working continues to be popular. So now the companies are going for work from home, but again they are facing a lot of challenges. So they are also trying to curb those challenges by doing some surveys and research to understand the future of work from home. According to the survey done by Agronomic and Research Cell of Godrej, Ontario, many of them like work from home. That is 64% of the employees said that they are able to save commute time and that it allows them to spend more time with family. That is 47%. There are about 20% people who said they are finding fewer distractions. For companies, it had led to lower attrition and more productivity, but on the downside, lesser connect with employees and lack of direct supervision on the workforce. Since organizations are clearly demarking such boundaries through new policies around working hours and leaves and work etiquettes. General Mills has a no meeting Fridays from 2 p.m. onwards. PepsiCo, which has a guideline in place to ensure stretch breaks in between the meetings, is further reviewing their policies. Gilak, Godrej Industries Limited and Associate is using a feedback from employees to co-create new ways of working designed for longer-term work-from-home setups. As Mondelez's leader-style model do-nothing days, line of closing to make colleagues feel at ease about defining end to their work days or to take a day off. Voltas too has come up with etiquette suggestions. New ways of working at Gilak include respecting weekends, non-working days, and avoiding calls, meetings, or requests over emails during these days. Working hour boundaries, no meeting or calls before 9 a.m. or after 7 p.m. are agreed upon. Each member is encouraged to take a day off at least once a month. Gailak, head of the group HR and corporate services, Sumit Mitra, speaks one-to-one to people with any personal challenges. This new culture has given a new concept of hiring people beyond geographical limit, which may give rise to the concept of work from anywhere. The worker gets option where to live. This may help in reducing huge pressure to pull to cities to work. People can work from their hometown, let it be village. Also, work from home culture can do very well in India, where people love to enjoy kin and family relations. The time saved, that is commute time, can be used for reviving relations with family and friends. So the employees will socialize more with family and friends and will not have much isolation. Companies were spending huge amount of money in expressive real estate, which they chose to be in prime location, but this has reduced the cost of such expenses. Again, one more very advantaged people are women. Traditionally in India, women had to take breaks when they bear child. This led to break in their work, and sometimes the circumstances did not allow them to take up jobs. But work from home will open avenues allowing them to take care of their infants as well as synchronize their professional life. Work from home will help in attracting various talents which otherwise were hidden due to the commute reason or workplace or time conflicts with their household timing. Now, I would like to present you a case of Shyam Chawda. He is 37 years old, belonging to Ahmedabad, who runs an IT coaching center. Once he happened to go to Kashmir and he fell in love with that place. The virtual world with work from home gave him freedom to relocate, and now he is based in Kashmir, lives on Shikara in the Dal Lake, and spends time teaching coding to students. With the help of local internet service provider, I have started taking virtual classes for my students in Ahmedabad and elsewhere, says Chawda. He says he has fallen in love with Srinagar's beauty, simplicity of locales, and non-existence of COVID threat, which prompted him to shift his wife and daughter with him. His daughter, who is 12 years old, has started her school classes and Bharatam classes online. So far, I'm living my dreams. The most peaceful coexistence with nature. People are welcoming. Parents of Kashmiri students often invite me at home. It gives me new perspective in Kashmir. That is what Chawda says. And these are few images which he's enjoying at Kashmir. You can see he's sitting on Shikara enjoying with the people of Kashmir. This is where he's enjoying with the parents of students of Kashmiri. Now, one more opportunity which the women are enjoying. Now, this is a thing which women of Udaipur are converting their terrace to farmlands. People are getting back to touch with nature, and this is all because they are getting more time to spend on their recreational activities, which otherwise was very difficult to cope up with. With roses are the beds of thorns. So sudden shift in the culture is not allowing many to adjust. According to the survey done by Agronomic Research Cell of Godrej Ontario, 41% missed joint coffee breaks 50% missed casual chats, 65% missed formal talks, and 69% people missed face-to-face talks. And the results are alarming. Around 3 in 5, that is 60% of the Indian professionals, felt alone at some or the other point while working remotely. And 37% feel that way, as according to the linked workforce confidence index. Linked workforce index, which tries to assess the impact of pandemic and remote working, found that even as 51% of Indians continue to work remotely, 41% feels that this is slowing down their career progression, while 46% think that it has upset their work balance, while finding heightened that the need for more support from the employees. Only 1 out of 4, that is 23% of Indian professionals offered emotional well-being initiatives and flexible working hours by the employees. Just a second. Yeah. So, in the early months of lockdown, 21% were getting more time through paid or unpaid leaves, while 40% continues to experience financial instability. These situations are very alarming. Not only this, it has led to many health hazards. In the March, when the lockdown was announced, people thought that they will be working from home for a couple of weeks and then they will get back to normal culture, that is working from offices. But the lack of proper furniture at home has led to the hazards to many. In the couple of weeks work from home, it is no problem to work from a couch. At first they had mild discomfort, but that pain had gradually sharpened. Laptops are the big culprits. Looking down to see the screen, or it is elevated, raise your hands to type, are bad. US-based chiropractor Karen Erickson says, forward head position loads pressure on disc and joints of spine, as well as causing muscle imbalance in the neck. The chair in the house is often a wrong height, preventing to sit in neutral position. With the gadgets online becoming an integral part of life, whether work or entertainment or staying connected with friends and family, the screen time has increased. The extreme dependence on gadgets has worsened during COVID-19 situation and has led to incidents like computer vision syndrome, that is CVC, or other words, it is digital eye strain. According to Saurabh Chaudhary, CEO and HOD of Eye Care Eye Hospitals and PG Institute, in his interview with Times of India, explained how CVS has impacted the working on screen for a long time. He said, it is a new type of disease that has started taking shape as more and more people have started visiting him and complaining various symptoms like redness, irritation, difficulty in focusing, and others. Another disadvantage is earphones and AirPods have become mandatory accessories for those working from home and having online classes during COVID-19. But the triggering ear infections are getting worsened up. A 52-year-old IT professional recently suffered from such a bad bout of infection that it took over almost 40 days to recover. ENT specialists are seeing an increasing number of patients working in an external ear infection caused by bacteria or fungus. During rainy days, it is common to get ear infection caused by bacteria or fungus, but there is a possibility of infection has increased this year due to the constant use of earphone or AirPods That is what the Vikas Agarwal, an ENT surgeon, said. Now, this is again one more situation which has arisen. That is that working time has increased to 32 minutes. As if hurried lunches and endless videos meetings were not proof enough, a new study now shows that work from home for Indians got much longer during the pandemic. So the from the survey you can see it was done for various countries, and we can see that the Indians, the time has increased to 32 minutes. So, and this is again one more situation which has arisen due to work from home. Work from home has been one of the buzzwords this year, thanks to COVID-19 that has forced millions of employees to stop going to offices. But work from home can negatively impact mental health. According to the survey done at Research Institute of South California, work from home has increased expectations and distractions and reduced communication with co-workers, has ultimately reduced the productivity. And it is at a large, it is worsening their mental health. They are not focusing more on their mental health. Now, work from home is not a new phenomenon. Though we have already seen that, yes, we were doing, but this pandemic COVID-19 is very contagious, and to beat the same, there is no need, there is a need to be at home and work from home. Though work from home raises issues, but with problem comes the solution. Like you have seen, no meeting Fridays or do nothing days. These are new policies which the corporates and workplaces are employing, and that can lead to new, advantaged policy framework that HR can adopt. Again, if we look at the problem carefully, then it will be found that if a person is in family, then such issues does not matter. They are able to spend more time with family, hence enhancing their relation. Fathers are now able to give more quality of time to their kids and helping them in their education and other activities. According to N. Ganpati Subramaniam, CEO of Tata Consultancy, with the work from home employees are more happy and has led to better productivity. So delivering and resilience and delivery innovations for clients is secured and will be an integral part of work. With technological advancement, although almost all have gadgets at their end, which can boost work from home environment. There is a need to set up virtual water coolers which will help the employees to socialize virtually, which is setting up meetings on various platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, and talking only about their personal life and various innate talents, or talk about life unleashing one's creativity. Concepts like Parents Club can be created where the employees can discuss various issues, exchange ideas. Every person has some other talent, and these platforms will help them to explore and share storytelling sessions or online DJs. When it comes to health hazards, there should be regular checkups and workshops should be implemented. And yes, breaks between the working hours can be the remedial measures. Awareness programs for taking care of backbone, eyes, ears, proper setup of furniture should be at prime importance. Though there is no substitute to meeting face-to-face or traveling to states, but it opens up avenues to explore the relation and innovation in self, which were hidden due to lack of time. Taking effective breaks and follow strict rules can bring down health issues while arising due to work from home. Maintaining a to-do list and eliminating all distractions can streamline the differences in household chores and office work. If you work with mind, then hand can make work from home more effective. And not only this will lead to new career opportunities. That is, the Manipal University in Jaipur has introduced courses that are online. So the avenues are abundant, opportunities are abundant. All we need to do is to understand and explore and remove all the lacunas which are there. Thank you so much for listening me my views on work from home. Now I leave the platform open for any queries you have.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful session. The participants can unmute your mic and ask the doubts, or you can post your questions in the chat box.
There are many my students who are sitting, so they can ask Srushti, Donna, you can ask some questions. Bhavna, she is my old student. Bhavna, you have any questions?
Good evening, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So what did you understand with new approach, that is work from home? I think even you are doing work from home. So how are you feeling?
Ma'am, this is a new, sorry ma'am, this is a new working way that...
Exactly, it is new, and that is what we as a sociologist need to understand this phenomena, and have to understand what the changes it is going to bring in our scenario, in our society. And yes, we as a sociologist who thinks the maintaining of more of personal life, because when it comes to society, the smallest unit of society, that is family, if you give more time to family, I think we can bring more changes in the society in a better way or in a bigger way. So definitely things can be seen in the other perspective also. One more thing is like those professionals who were very new in their work, so when they got the opportunity to relocate with a cut in the 30% salary, so they were very happy to relocate it because they went back to their towns, and sometimes I see them posting their so when they have their office time, they are just they are switching back to their work. So this is helping them to maintain their own roots, that is agricultural roots. And you can see even Honorable Prime Minister, he said that there is an increase of 12% of kharif crop this year, and this is all because of the scenario that is work from home, which has led the farmers, or you can say the children of the farmers, go back to their homes and relocate and do how they can utilize the extra time which they had saved due to commute or living in cities. So this is also there. And yes, when I started taking class, I was the one who started asking, what all you did during lockdown? There were students who told, ma'am, I have painted my wall, and they showed down their walls. So that is what even me, I had a quite of innate talent of doing embroidery. So even I took out all my threads, and I explored once again my talent, and I made beautiful cushions and few handkerchiefs for my daughter. So definitely, when time is given, and we all should be very much connected and with our cultural ethos, and yes, family. then I think we can lead a beautiful society for a future ahead. And I think work from home has given all these opportunities to us. Yes. So Akanta, do you have any questions? Do you have any queries which you can put up?
Good evening, ma'am. I don't have any questions, but I just like to express that your presentation about work from home is very, very relevant, because I see my parents also working from home and how much stressed they are. But you also put forward this point about how work from home is not a new concept. So that was not something I could think of before, you put it up in the presentation. So we have always visited these people and handicraft people and everything. We've seen them working, but only after 2020 we were able to, understand what they go through.
Exactly, and this is what you call social connect. When you see people working and how the craftsmanship is made, that is how the craft is not alienated, as we have seen the Marxian theory, the alienation of work and workers. So that will, when you see the craftsmen, people working, how the craft is being made, so that brings a social connect. That is the reason why when you have seen many, the resorts, they try to put up such, scenarios that, and then you really enjoy. Recently, you have seen Kareena Kapoor posting her kid making a pot. So all these are social connect factors which help us to get connected. And again, when wife sees their husbands working and how they are working, previously they used to, or when husbands see their wives, how they are working, and always they complaining कि आप काम क्या करती हो? So सारे दिन आप काम क्या करती हो? So somewhere even they will not, you can say they will not complain after seeing them working so hard, and that has led to change in the ideology of husband and wife, and that leads to the proper bonding, or you can say the better bonding, that is affinity has increased among the kids. Yes. So this is one more factor, and again, most of the time mothers used to go for parents-teachers meeting, as husbands always used to complain that no, I cannot go. But yes, this work from home has given them opportunity to explore time with their kids, to make them do homework. Yes, I attend the parents-teachers meet. So this is how it is going to rejoice the family relations. That is what I can say. Okay. Any other questions you want to ask? Anybody? So I think yes, I think there's one question. Okay, there is a feedback form by Shyam Publishers. So I expect everybody to fill it up and send it, so that in case if there is point of improvement or any other suggestions you would like to give to me, so definitely all those suggestions are welcome. Yes, ma'am. Gayatri ma'am, I think...
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving us wonderful inputs and helping us stay updated with the rising opportunities. The session was very thoughtful. Thank you for that. And a huge thanks to everyone and our resource person, Dr. Dinu Singh, for the valuable session and the wonderful insights on today's topic. Work from home, will it lead to new working norms? As ma'am mentioned, we request all of the participants to fill up the feedback form without fail. So I believe that we have reached the end of the session, and I would like to thank... Yes? Anyone has any doubts?
No, I don't think so.
I just want to present my views.
Yes, Shrishti, you can.
I believe that there are many pros and cons that socialization has been improved from work from home. But one of the most important thing is that health hazard are being very important from this point, and health hazard means such as backbone problem you have mentioned, and you have mentioned that computer vision syndrome. This is something which is very important because all other situations can be handled, can be managed, or any type of measure can be taken out by us, but health hazards is something important. Second important point I would like to mention is that, ma'am, specifically for the subjects of our field, which are arts subject, basically sociology, political science, a live environment is needed in it. And thus, to observe the live environment, to observe the social phenomena, it is important that we have a social space. And this type of work from home, especially this type of thing, will deter us from that. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. The thing is, when you have seen my slides, I have given you the suggestions how you can, take care of your health hazards like, computer vision syndrome or ear infection. When it is not needed, then you don't need to put your earheads, and also you can clean the ear pods every time with your sanitizer. Now you have sanitizers whenever you're putting. And make sure that these AirPods are used only by you and not by everybody. Like sharing is shouldn't be there. So such remedial measures should be implemented. And second thing which you talked about was that we as a social being, definitely we love to explore not only primary but also the secondary relationships, that is outside our family. But if you talk about the society, it starts, or you can say the charity begins at home. So definitely first, if we have been giving more time to our secondary relationships, but this has given us more time to rejoice the primary relationships. As MacIver has said, the smallest unit of society is family. So in case if the relationships in family are better, then definitely they can portray a better society, right? So maybe it is this work from home environment, or you can say the lockdown situation, will not prevail for a very long period of time. So we can go out at later period of time, and maybe work from home culture will help us to rejoice our primary relations, and you can enjoy the secondary relations once the lockdown, or you can say the pandemic situation is over. But this will help us to understand that workforce can be generated at home also by allowing us to explore our talent. If you just have a Google search, you will see that work from home, Vadodara if you put, and then you will find many avenues, because this pandemic situation has given us more liberty and has broadened our horizon to have a more work from home, that is the culture, jobs, So that is what the beauty of it. And yes, of course, once the pandemic is over, you can enjoy your second relations, because I know you miss your friends and the other bonds too. So that is what. But we are talking about that the time which was saved, the women, the women who were at home, once the work is over, they were not spending their time very judicially. But this will help us to explore that time and make use of those times very nicely. And when it comes to a situation like India, where many a times because of circumstances or calamities, the women are not allowed to go out and work. So this kind of environment will help them to have a more liberty to work. So this is how it's going to help us out, synchronizing new world with the present scenario. Yes. Thank you, Shruti. I think I have answered your question. Yes, Gayatri ma'am.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I think the session has now come to an end. So as we have now reached the end of the session, I would like to thank everyone for your continued support and patient listening, and of course our resource person, Dr. Vinu Singh, for her valuable time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And thank you, Gayatri ma'am. Thank you, Steffi ma'am. And thank you, Rand Publication, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my views on work from home, which lead to any change in the norms in the future, and how this work from home will help us in synchronizing with the present work scenario. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening me patiently, and I hope I have aroused a question, or you can say new understanding to this phenomena. Thank you so much.